Hey guys, it's Epic Underworlds, and today I'm going to be giving you a few tips that you guys can use to create your own card ideas and concepts. So yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off with look to others for inspiration. So what I always do is I always like to go on the Game Crafter, order a few different games that I think look really unique or cool. I put together a binder, so I'm going to quickly flip through this binder of just a bunch of different homemade trading card games. Got Mystic Islands, Chaos Galaxy in here. Wrath of Kors I took out because I had to build the deck. Got Little Dude Legends, Afro Chibi Champs, all sorts of card games. And I always like to put together this binder of all like my favorite or unique artworks. I look at this, I get inspired, and of course I don't copy the artworks, but you can get inspired from this. Like, let's say, oh, I like the idea of a goblin, and then I like the idea of like a guy with multiple hands. Maybe I combine them to make a goblin with a ton of different hands, or like, just looking at these cards really gives you inspiration. So I definitely recommend putting together a binder, and plus it supports other HTCG creators. So I highly recommend it. Rune TCG is a great one for inspiration because he has a extremely unique art style and card game. Even though he doesn't really make games anymore, still very unique. And I always love looking at his game for inspiration. This is where Wrath of Kors was, but I had to take it out to build a deck. We got Heroic, Chaos Galaxy right here. Chaos Galaxy is a great one. I personally really like the card Friezelon, so I want to try making like a Golem kind of like that. But I'm going to add my own style and name it different. And instead of like maybe ice coming out, he's maybe has like snowflake armor or something. So of course don't copy it, but make your own like very unique style. If you do want to go that way. We got also Sketchbook Chronicles, which is cool. So yeah, that's just one way you can get inspired, or you can look online. You can, sometimes what I like to do is I like to create a box filled with a bunch of different words, like they could be anything like creature names or household items, and I put them in my box, and then I open and I just pick 2 or 3 cards and I put them together. I was like, okay, I'm going to create a card out of those 3 words. So that's something you could do. Also, another thing you could do is just start doodling and drawing. I highly recommend just creating a big sketchbook with a ton of different doodles of the most weird and zany creatures you can think of. And like sometimes if you can't think of something like as weird as like maybe this or something, just start drawing lines and connecting things and you'll create a creature. That's what I like to do. And then I like to either combine those 2 of my favorite concepts into one creature, or just take each and like my favorites out of the binder. Like here, I was planning a Rust Mech archetype. It looks quite a bit different than what the cards look like, but like this was the basic plan. I like to plan abilities because I truly think that the artwork has to relate to the ability, in my opinion. So yeah, or you could take normal items and put a twist on them. So like I have a cookie, a top hat, and I created a monster out of it. You could also do maybe a TV robot or TV monster. There's lots of different things you can do by just looking around. And like, let's say I was looking at my fan right now. I could easily turn that into like a fan creature or something. So you can combine things and stuff. Another thing is you can create fun themes and archetypes. Like I did here with the Rust Mechs, I had a ton of fun just creating this cool archetype, and they all blend together and look good. Or at least they all fit in the same style, and that's very fun to do. And it really makes you want to keep working on it, because if you like that style, then you might as well keep doing it until you have a really cool archetype that you're going to be proud of and you're going to want to play as. Because there's nothing more like annoying than creating a big archetype and you don't even like how they look, but they're like good ability wise. I personally really like using cards in my game that actually look good and not just have good abilities. So that's probably why I don't win every single game I play of my game, but I do like artwork for my game. So yeah, next is you could go on trips. I know not many people travel, but you guys can just like walk in parks and look at the nature, or go to an art museum and get inspired. And you can, like, let's say you see a bush and some twigs around. Maybe you could think of a twig monster, or maybe looking at the clouds. Looking at the clouds, honestly, is something that a lot of people do to come up with really unique creature ideas. Sometimes I just like stare up at the clouds and I see like all these different creatures forming, and then I take out my sketchbook and I just start drawing them. So that's something you could also do. But yeah, that's just a list of a few different things you guys can do to get inspired and think of some different creature ideas. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next Epic Underworlds video.